If you have completed your undergraduate degree and are looking for what to do next, I have the thing for you. MA versus MBA. So I didn't focus on masters of other subjects because I personally have done BA. So I focused on my stream related to my stream, Master of Arts versus MBA. So to begin with the comparison, first Master of Arts, its focus is more academic and theoretical. There is less practical focus. Common fields, of course, include humanities, media, psychology, linguistics. The teaching style is research, essays, theory. So you get like the practical, you get like the creative side of things, like media education, policy. You get like, for example, if you are putting out content, you are making the content. Here, your aim is to be creative. Here, your aim is making content type of thing, whatever it may like, whatever it may be, like media, research and all, teaching, that kind of stuff. So, MA, how do you get into MA? First of all, there is exam CUET. It is held like worldwide, nationwide. It's common entrance test for everybody, but it gives a chance for you to enter into the best colleges. It is the best exam, like it is the gateway for the best colleges if you want to pursue MA there. And MA degree usually lasts 2 years. Now coming to MBA, it is Master of Business Administration. So of course, if your focus in MA was academic, theoretical, creative side of it, then in MBA you are concerned with the business, you are concerned with the management, you are concerned with the finance. It has fields like you go to finance, you go to marketing, you go to HR, strategy. All those fields fall under MBA. Now here the content of learning differs. If you are more focused with your creativity, you're more focused with what you make, what you like, your service. Here in MBA, you are more focused on the business problems, right? You are here to make predictions in Excel sheet, financial modeling. What they say, like in a year, a company's projected earnings and all. You will be concerned with case studies, projects. You will be concerned with the revenue part of things. The career it can lead into are like management roles. Mostly, you have to manage other people. You have to do the leadership part. Basically, you have to like the MBA syllabus covers like how you get work done through others. It talks about the Japanese culture of how like work is like the sign of pride. They're more like group. Their identity comes from groupism. They consider work sacred. And then there is American culture where it's more individualistic. Unique persons, unique contribution lead to their unique growth and all. And you'll be told that an intersection of this is actually the best strategy for getting business done. So if you want to go do MBA, you got exams like CAT, MAT, GMAT, etc. There are others which I'll name later. And an MBA also lasts 2 years, if and unless you have like some job experience. You have job experience, then it gets reduced to 1 year or some other quantifiable time period under the special circumstances. So MA, Master of Arts, usually includes the common subjects of English, psychology, mass communication, sociology, political science, linguistics. All these collection of subjects, they lead to your career as a journalist, as a content strategist, as researcher, as a lecturer in a college, university, institution. You are concerned with the media. You can become a PR specialist. If you like media, if you like storytelling, if you like PR, if you communicate well, you can be a fit for MA in mass communication or media studies. MBA specializations, as I told you, it's concerned with marketing, it's concerned with finance, it's concerned with HR, operations, the business analytics that you will have to do. But they usually lead to higher pay. Oh, so there's that. Example of careers, if I can think of, then they are marketing managers, brand strategists, consultants, of course, startup founder, corporate executive. If you're interested more in digital marketing and scaling social media, an MBA in marketing can be really powerful. So, to sum it up, the big difference: MA is our understanding ideas and communication. MBA is about managing business and organizations. Most people can go from a cycle, like they do their BA, they get a job, they do MA, then they're in job, or they get MBA later. MBA is reserved in people's options for later. I have met people who have done their MBA later. After securing a job, they have returned to complete their MBA education. Now, of course, how do you get entry into an MBA course? Of course, there are MBA entrance exams in India. Most of the exams are online computer-based tests at exam centers. CAT, Common Admission Test, is the primary thing that people give. It leads to the best colleges. IIM Bangalore is one example. It leads to the best MBA colleges. XAT is another online computer-based test. CMAT, NMAT, SNAP, MA, MBA, CET, all of these online exams that you have to give in centers to secure your college for MBA. Now, for the MA entrance exams, like I said, CUET, PG, you have to give. For many central universities, that is the norm. IIMC is a big player in Delhi for media students, and you cannot get into IIMC without giving CUET. Of course, there are few exceptions, but those degrees are only journalism degrees in local languages, journalism in Malayalam, journalism in Urdu. Those degrees in IIMC have their own separate entrance exams. You do not require a CUET for that, but those are kind of niche things. So for any degree, any mainstream degree you want to do in IIMC, you have to secure your CUET scores. IIMC are big players in the industry. Of course, there are many private universities, good private universities, who have their own entrance exams. There is also offline pen and paper exams that many universities do, or there are online computer based. So there's that. Now, if you want to come to the decision of what college should I choose, I will give you from the 3 cities I have been most involved with, except my hometown: Delhi, Gurgaon, and Bangalore. If you want to go for the top 10 colleges for MA, media, communication programs, I will tell you the best right now. IIMC, Indian Institute of Mass Communication, is the number 1 choice in Delhi. It is one of the most reputed schools. It is good for journalism, it is good for PR, media strategy and advertising. Next comes Jamia Millia Islamia, AJK Mass Communication Research Center, Delhi. It has very strong reputation in film, TV and media production. Of course, there is also 50% seat reserved for Muslim category, but the other 50% can be belong to any religious community. Third comes Delhi University, who are great for academics and media research. Next comes APJ Institute of Mass Communication. It is industry focused. It gives you training with advertising exposure. Now, a controversial opinion for me because I have been an ex student of this university. I'm talking about, of course, Christ University. But I'm talking about the main campus in Bangalore because that is the best. God save the Queen. They are strong for storytelling, content creation, and social media production. And if I can say, from my experience inside there, they do have good events for networking. There's always something or the other is happening place. Always events are going on. They have media lab, where there are antique cameras and all, where you can shoot with permission. You have to take permission to access the cameras, the tripods, and you can shoot stuff. You can use the computers there for editing work and all. I didn't take advantage of this when I was enrolled in Christ University, but I suggest you all should learn from my mistakes. Then there is Indian Institute of Journalism and New Media in Bangalore. It focuses on digital journalism and media industry. Digital journalism, of course, that is far from the traditional ones, newspaper and all. Everything is online nowadays, online presence for everything. If you want to go back to Noida and Gurgaon, there is of course always Amity School of Communication. It's industry oriented with studio production. There's of course a Symbiosis. Symbiosis is good for advertising and brand communication. Also, another option that comes is Garden City University. And you also have Guru Gobindendra Prasthaya University back in Delhi. They are a government university with good placements. But if you don't want to do MA, you want to do MBA, then I have for you top 10 MBA programs. Number 1, I guess this is no shocker, this is the most predictable thing. Everybody will say, I saw this coming from a mile away. You should just start with number 2, but number 1 is IIM Bangalore for my MBA Marketing and Strategy. Then is the Management Development Institute in Gurgaon. Then comes Faculty of Management Studies Delhi, International Management Institute New Delhi. Of course, know that I have the list of like all the top 10 really from nationwide, but I am limiting my list to Delhi, Gurgaon, Bangalore, these 3 places. Christ University, Bangalore is also reputed for its MBA. In fact, when I remember, I think most of the good placements happened from the MBA. MBA was strong there, according to the word of mouth that I heard when I was their student. Then comes Jagan Institute of Management Studies, Delhi, PGDM, Marketing and Digital Marketing. Then comes Ford School of Management, Delhi, Great Lakes Institute of Management, Gurgaon, Alliance University, Bangalore, Symbiosis again in Bangalore for MBA is good. So, you got all these universities, but why? Like, why is one at number 1? What is at number 10? What is a good fit for you? University can be number 1, and of course, there's branding stuff. Of course, if your university's got name, then you have name, you have rank. But still, to explain to you like how these universities are ranked, the main factors, I'll go through it right now. Number one is the teaching quality, how good the learning environment is. It is measured by things like faculty student ratio, the faculty qualifications, PhD holders, they're in high regard. What is the teaching infrastructure and the graduation rate? These are all taken into consideration. Of course, if a college has one teacher for every 10 students, it is gonna rank better than one teacher for 80 students. So that is a bit of a variable there. Number two, in ranking the universities comes the research output. How much new knowledge is your university producing? It is typically measured by like the number of research papers that are published, then how many of other researchers reference your papers, how many of them cite your papers, and then the research funding that you secure, that is secured by these institutes. This is why research universities like Indian Institute of Science rank very high. The third comes their reputation. Some rankings survey academics and employers worldwide. They ask questions like which university produces the best graduates? Which universities are the strongest in research? Yeah? Like QS university rankings gives a big weight to reputation surveys. Of course, the fourth point is the main point that is on the mind of everybody, parent, teacher, student, people unrelated, all the judgy relatives of yours, people on the street, people who regret they haven't done degrees, jobless people. Everyone is concerned with placement, with their career. How much they earn, baby, how much they earn. How much money am I making? So, especially in Indian rankings, it is measured by like the median salary of graduates from the colleges. Then is the placement percentage, the entrepreneurship outcomes, the alumni career success. And the fifth measuring tool they use is internalization. How global the university is. It is measured by like the number of international students, international faculty, right? Everybody international. Everybody, you go on the campus and you're a foreigner. Oh my god, this is a place of foreigners. Why? You don't even have to invade countries now. You just use your excuse of studying in a university and just conquer us all over again, bro. Then is the research collaboration with foreign universities. Universities like National University of Singapore scored high here. High. Get it? Then sixth, of course, this matters for parents. This matters because in people they say that how you look, it says something about you. Even in MBA degree, I was going through the YouTube courses, and even MBA degree they say like how you look is how people judge. You have to lead by example. People see you. People are gonna be under you. People are gonna be influenced by you. If you're gonna say people what to do, assign them work, you have to have the infrastructure and facilities, baby. So if you're gonna open a college, you have to have the labs, the libraries, the classrooms, the hostels, the digital infrastructure. People are gonna notice this, and if they don't like what they're seeing, they ain't coming there. And that's a fact. Okay, that's a fact. I could of course also tell the percentage of how this matters. Of course, different places do different variation, give different weightage to these different variables. If I can tell you about the National Institutional Ranking Framework, they use five big categories. Because number one is teaching, learning, resources, 30% is given to that. Number two is research and professional practice, 30% weightage again given to that. Third is the graduation outcomes, 20%. Ouch! Graduation outcome is all that you as a student, you as parents are all concerned of. Everybody wants to, I mean, nobody wants to stay poor, okay? Nobody wants to stay poor. Graduation outcomes is how you want to, because you don't want to be poor. You want to be rich. You want to be richer than Ambani, but you cannot be richer than Ambani because his family has generational wealth, baby. Generational wealth. I can never be rich as Ambani. I have to start a business and be lucky enough to get success in it for my next generation to think they can reach Ambani level. But no, they're too big to fail. If they fail, we all go down. India goes down. So they're never gonna relinquish their crown of being the king. They are the king. That plus security, no joke. But anyway, coming back to the topic, number fourth is the outreach and inclusivity. This is of course 10% weightage. And fifth, perception, reputation. It is also given 10% weightage, but reputation is all parents care about. Old people, all they care about is status. I want to say my son has gone to that university. What has your son done? Like that the parents say. Your son is a loser because my son has secured this kind of marks. My son has gone to that college. Your son is a loser. Of course, this is a satire on mindset of parents and not to be taken in 100% seriousness and sue me over this. This is just my personality. Coming next, I missed CAT. It is usually held in November. People, if you're preparing for CAT, don't miss CAT. I missed it because I didn't even want to give it because I wanted to do job. And now the job doesn't want to do me. So I'm looking for universities, MA, and I'm thinking of subscribing for MAT. If you miss CAT, MAT happens 4 times a year. CAT happens once a year, November. Remember that. Do your coaching. But if you miss CAT, MAT is objectively lower in difficulty. And you know what? They got good colleges too. So, top colleges in India accepting MAT in Tier 1 that are well known, reputation, all that your parents care about. Xavier Institute of Management and Entrepreneurship, Bangalore. Amity Business School, of course, in Noida. Christ University Institute of Management, Bangalore. I will never ever go there. Never. Institute of Public Enterprise, Hyderabad. Alliance School of Business, Bangalore. Good MBA colleges, Jaipuria Institute of Management in Noida, Lucknow, Jaipur. Birla Institute of Technology, Misra in Ranchi. Of course, in Ranchi, there is the famous mental asylum, so I heard that people there are also a little bit. Oh! Then is the Vigana Jyoti Institute of Management, Hyderabad. There's the Geetam Institute of Management, Visakhapatnam. SRM School of Management, Chennai. Although I have been a very Hindi speaking background, I have. And in Chennai, they don't want to do that. They don't want to speak it even if they know. They don't even speak English. They speak their own language. So I guess you have to learn another language to communicate with the local people. Or you have to say, joke's on you, bro. I'm not communicating with the local people. Also, I'm in Bangalore, so I should not shout all this loudly. But, of course, I want to say, disclaimer, this is just a glitch in the matrix that is happening, except it's happening with my personality. I love Bangalore people. I love local people. Namaskara. I loved them. I just had egg dosa, double egg dosa at 6 in the morning, and I loved it. So, what should you choose? I don't know. What is your interest, bro? You can choose MBA specializations in marketing, in digital marketing, in media management, in brand management, in advertising, and PR. PR, public relation, you have to know crisis management. Like your client is gonna say something and gonna go out there and do something stupid, say something stupid, and you have to then put your head down and figure out ways, steer your hair roots, and figure out how to fix this. Oh, sorry, I scratched my nose in front of the camera. You didn't see that. Okay? You didn't see that. Is that clear? And with this, I want to conclude my video. All those people who were saying thank you. And there will be more. Oh, there is gonna be a hell lot of more. Cause I don't want to do MA, bro. But if I get serious money doing this, I'll finally have an excuse. So I don't have to do it, bro. But I'll be doing it. I'll be preparing hard. I'll be preparing for MA, MBA. I'll be doing those things. I'll be preparing those exams and writing those exams. That will make my mother and father proud. But I am interested in content. I'm interested in digital marketing. I'm interested in speaking. I'm interested in all that, bro. Going viral. You know, Mr. Beast is my inspiration, bro. Like, he said that all he did was for 1,000 straight days. All he did was wake up, hop into a Discord meeting with 4 of his friends, and talk about how to go viral, how to go viral, how to go viral on YouTube. That's passion, bro. That's love. I used to love this craft of video editing as well. A bad situation happened with a bad job, and now I'm starting it again, but I was halted for many months. I lived like a jobless person because I was one, and now I'm getting back to it, and it's gonna be great, bro. See you.